Hi Scorpio, welcome to August. This is Teresa from Tarot by T. And before I start your reading, I want to call in some good energy. So this month we have a new moon in Leo on the 8th and a full moon in Aquarius, again, it's a blue moon, on the 22nd. And what else? Mercury moves into Virgo this month and Venus moves into Libra, and they're both in their home signs. And we have Uranus and Taurus going retrograde, but just before the full moon. So we'll talk about that later. Let's see what the cards say for Scorpio about love and relationships. What does Scorpio need to know about love and relationships for the month of August 2021? What does Scorpio need to know about love and relationships for the month of August 2021? What does Scorpio need to know about love and relationships for August 2021? The Magician, the High Priestess, the Death card, the Six of Wands, the Emperor, the Queen of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles, the Hangman, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Four of Cups, and the card at the bottom of the deck, the Six of Swords. So this month you have the Magician. This is about manifestation. Magician crossed by the High Priestess. Both of these cards are very spiritual in a sense. The Magician is about using your thoughts to create your reality. So if you're not in a relationship and you want to attract love, you have to focus on what is it that you really want in a relationship and feel and show gratitude as if you already have it. You can manifest anything with the Magician. The Magician is about, he's got all the tools he needs to create. He's channeling divine energy. So and it's through his thoughts, through your thoughts, you can manifest, you can attract love. And also through meditation. The High Priestess is about going within, finding that inner voice and focusing on your intuition, conjuring up. It's almost like, so I think you need to take time out to really think about, what do I want to attract? How do I want this relationship to be? Even if you're already in a relationship, you can make changes so that it's better by focusing on how you would like that relationship to be. And so do these affirmations like, my relationship, there's harmony in my relationship. Thank you for the harmony in my relationship. My partner is loving and giving and we're getting along really well. We're having fun together. You have to use this, like see it in your mind's eye. And Scorpio, out of all the signs in the zodiac, you have the most talent for this type of work, for going within, for really focusing your emotion and your vision on what you want to create. And you will manifest it. So I think that's where your energy should be this month. You have the Death card in the past, so you might be going through a period of ending. You might have gone through a situation where you realize, okay, this cycle is ending, this cycle is over, and I'm clearing out the past, and I'm making space for the new. You also have the six. You have these two sixes here. Sixes are about harmony and cooperation and things working, moving, improvement, things getting better. So, because after the 5 is conflict and instability, and then the 6 is things coming together, greater harmony. And you have the 6 of Swords, so I feel like you're moving away from a difficult situation. Realizing that, you can't take it any further. It could be a conflict where you communicate with someone and you resolve a conflict, and now the future is better. You have better understanding of each other. It could be a situation where you decide to let go of a relationship because it's served its purpose and it's time to move on. The Six of Wands in your recent past, that's a card of victory. So I feel like you're overcoming a challenge this month and you're not reacting. You're kind of like taking time out to think. Like, okay, I know I need to leave this difficult situation. I know I need to do something to make things better in my life and in my relationships. But I'm going to take time out to really focus and really think about, what do I want? Whether it's attracting qualities in a new person or creating a greater harmony in my current relationship. What do I really want? How do I want my partner to be? How do I want myself to be? How are we sharing our relationship, our love, our duties together, or, whatever? How are we interacting? How are we communicating? What are we doing together? And how is all that bringing joy to both of us? That's what you need to focus on. Those are the affirmations. But you have to feel it, not just think about it. And you have to feel it as if it's already done and show gratitude. Because when you think about something in the future, it's coming from a place of lack. Like it's not here in the present. And I'm like, it's almost like you're like hungry, waiting for a meal. You have to act as though you've already eaten and you're totally filled and fulfilled. You don't have, like, I couldn't eat another bite. I've got everything I need. That's how you have to feel. Like, I have all the love I need. I have the right relationships in my life. And when you get to that vibration, you'll have to like beat them off with a stick. You cannot attract, it's impossible not to attract love when you're in that loving, that right vibration. So coming up in the future, you have this Emperor. That could be a relationship with someone. Like, the Emperor energy is really, if you're attracting love, you're going to attract someone who could be in a position of authority, an executive. The Emperor is the boss card, the executive card. Someone who's very disciplined, very focused, very reliable. He's a take charge person, he or she. Could be a Scorpio, Aries, or Capricorn even. Maybe an ex-military person. It also can be that you have to take charge of your life. So if there's anything lacking in your relationship, you have all the skills you need to fix things, to change things, so that you are like the boss of your own life. You're the executive of your own life. You have the Queen of Cups here. This could be your energy. But she's looking at the past, and so is this Emperor. So I feel like you have to take something from the past, learn from it, take the lessons of the past, and bring it into the future. At the same time, blessing the past, releasing the past, clearing out the old so you can make room for the new. Because I feel this month, you might be doing okay career-wise, because the Six of Wands can also be career success, where you're being recognized for the work that you do. And you have the Nine of Pentacles here. This is also a card of material abundance. Like, you have a house, you have a roof over your head, you're paying your bills, but you're also feeling lonely. So for some of you, who may not be in a relationship, you might be feeling like, what good is me having all this success and abundance if I have no one to share it with? So you're looking for a relationship, for those who don't have one. And even if you're in a relationship, it's with someone that gives you that security. You want more than just security. You want love. You want a connection at the soul level. You have the Hangman here in your environment. This is a card of giving something up for something better. Releasing something that's just okay. It's not like you're really not happy, but it's not giving you everything that you really want. And finding something that's more fulfilling. So I feel like you're in this transition where you're moving away from an old cycle. You're moving away from difficulty. You're moving into greater success and material comfort. But there might be some sacrifices that you have to make this month, because the Hangman is always about sacrifice. And it could also mean that you have to have patience. If you don't see results right away, because you have this Knight of Pentacles here, that's about someone who you show up every day, you do the work. Take it one step at a time. So even if you just met someone, for those of you who are meeting new people, don't rush into it. Don't expect it to turn into like, oh, we're madly in love, we're getting married next week, or we're moving in together, or don't rush the relationship. Because I feel like you might meet someone who has all the good qualities, very down to earth, because the pentacle here, that could be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Even if it's not an earth sign, it's a card of someone who doesn't like to rush. So a card that's taking things one day at a time. They're very responsible. They're very, very reliable. But I feel like you're not looking at this person. So you could be meeting someone that you could potentially have a good relationship with. But you're looking at the past, and you're not seeing what's here. And even with this Four of Cups, the Four of Cups as the outcome, someone's offering you love, but I don't think it's like the right person, because the Four of Cups energy is a card of boredom and dissatisfaction, where you feel like for some of you in a relationship, you may feel like, well, my partner doesn't value me. I'm not feeling valued. I'm not feeling appreciated. I feel like I'm being taken for granted. And I'm thinking, well, maybe I should check out what's out there. Maybe I should see what else is out there. Maybe I should leave this and find something better. At the same time, you're not really ready to leave, because maybe this relationship gives you a certain amount of security, even though it's not totally fulfilling 100%. And for others who are not in a relationship, it's like you're not satisfied with what you're attracting. And part of it could be because maybe you're thinking of a past relationship and you're trying to match the new person up to the old person. Like, I want to find someone just like X, only with the more better qualities. Not the heartbreaker part of him, but the sexiness or the attraction. Whatever. So I feel like there is love for you this month, but you may not be happy with it, or you may be attracting someone who is so different that you have to change, like you're not seeing the value in the person because you haven't given it enough time. So maybe you need to just give it time. Because I feel like this person, this Knight of Pentacles, even the Emperor energy, it's someone that's very solid, very responsible, very stable. But they may not be as exciting as a past love. A lot of times we get attracted to these past loves, or these exciting lovers that are not reliable, they're heartbreakers, whatever, but somehow you're drawn to them. This person may not be as exciting, but they'll be there for you. They'll have your back. They'll offer you security and, love, more of a commitment. They won't be the fly-by-night, player. So you have to really think, like, what do I really want in a relationship? What do I want to attract? How do I want my current relationship to be? How can I make it better? And the way you're going to do that is through visualization, meditation, taking time out to think, to meditate, and releasing, clearing out the past. Forget the past. It's over. Clear it out. Look at the present and the future with a clean slate, and expect to receive. Be prepared to receive. And I think you'll be okay. Let me see what the astrology is talking about here. So you have a new moon in Leo in your 10th house now, and it's conjunct Mercury, and it is kind of opposing Saturn in the 3rd house. The 4th house. I'm sorry, but it's a wide orb. So there might be a lot of stuff going on at home. You might have a lot of you might feel that there's a lot of responsibility, or there's a lot of serious issues that you have to deal with at home, and at the same time that you're trying to have this new beginning in your career. Now, the new moon in Leo with Mercury, I feel like messages are coming in, and it's squaring Uranus. So there could be some surprise developments in relationships. There's a tension with a square. Uranus in the 7th house is squaring this new moon. So it can bring surprise developments in relationships. Sudden beginnings, sudden endings. You don't know what to expect with Uranus. There could be an unexpected new beginning in a career. Because new moons are always, new beginnings. But there's conflict. There's conflict about, I think a lot of the conflict is, this Saturn energy in your 4th house where maybe you're programmed by past patterns, like parental patterns, or how you were raised as a child, like an authority figure's views about your career and even about relationships. Maybe you're being driven by that, or you have to look at that. Am I just following a pattern? Do I need to break free from a pattern? Because, we've had Uranus and Saturn square all year in various times of exactness. I mean, they're still kind of close, even though the exact aspect has passed. But you're still needing to free yourself from something. Uranus wants to free you from any past, from the past, any kind of restrictions or fears. Saturn represents blockages, fears, restriction, and Saturn in your fourth house, it's pointing a finger at family patterns, at your early childhood. So you have to look at that and see where in your early childhood were you, kind of programmed to act a certain way in a relationship, to expect certain things. And Uranus wants you to look at things from a new perspective, to break free of this past programming and these past expectations that you may have had or been given through authority figures. And this new moon in your career, it can take you in a new direction. The 10th house is your life direction. It's your public house. It's career, but it's also how you're seen in the world, like your public life. So you could transition from married to single, from single to married. But you're having this opportunity. So Uranus wants to free you from past habits and past patterns. You also have, this new moon is trining Chiron in the 6th house. So there are some wounds that need to be healed around 6th house issues, and that is your work environment, your service to others, your sacrifices for others. It's also health issues. So you have a new beginning. You could have a new beginning in your work sector that also affects your health in a positive way. Like there's some healing that needs to be done. Venus is in your 11th house. Mars is also there too in Virgo. But Venus is opposing Neptune in the 5th. So Venus in the 11th, it can attract friends. It can attract a new romance because you have Neptune in the 5th. Like it can attract friendships where you might be connecting with people and getting involved in creativity. Maybe you're connecting with creative people, artistic people, like your friendships. There could be more harmony in the groups that you belong to, your friendships. Neptune is in the 5th house. If you've ever wanted to be creative or do anything creative, that's the time. Now's the time to do it. Take advantage of this. You're going to be getting inspired thoughts. If you meet someone, you want to make sure that you're seeing them. It could be like you met a new friend or a new relationship, that like a new romance. Just make sure you're seeing them realistically, that you're not just over-idealizing the person. Venus is also trining Pluto in the 3rd house. So you could meet someone or have very intense conversations with someone that you meet in your local environment. You could even reestablish connections with friends and family, local family, immediate family, and have some intense conversations. Just beware of power struggles or manipulation in your conversations. Saturn is trining the North Node. Saturn's in your 4th house, trining the North Node in the 8th. You may need to speak up about, the 8th house is about transformation and confronting your demons, and also about resources that are there for you. So if you feel like you're not being supported, maybe you need to speak up at this time. If maybe you feel like your family, you might get family support with Saturn in the 4th house. So if you need money and you're wanting to do something and you need a loan, you might be able to, get that through a family member. The full moon is happening on the 22nd, and that's happening in your 4th house. So something is coming to completion that's affecting your home and your career. You may make a final decision, and Jupiter is there. Jupiter is there in the home, so if you want to find a new home, it's the perfect time to go looking for a new place to live, or to expand your current home environment, to maybe redecorate or make it more like what you want. Um, there might be some work-life balance issues around the home, like you have a lot going on at home, but you also got stuff going on with career. But I feel like the sun is at the 29th degree of Leo. So there could be some kind of career success at this full moon, because the sun is right on Regulus, and that's the star of the king. It's the star of the lion. It's a fixed star that brings abundance and success and recognition. So you could be getting recognized for your talents around this full moon. Mercury is in the 11th house. Mercury has moved into Virgo at this point, and it's opposing Neptune in the 5th. So if you're working on a creative project, you want to make sure that you're communicating clearly. If you have any dealings with friendships or even a romantic partner, make sure that, the person, you could be dealing with someone who may be exaggerating a little bit. So make sure you check into what everyone's saying. If you're having to sign a contract, make sure that you read all the fine print and you check out the details, because friends may be exaggerated, communication is exaggerated, or it may be that someone is not telling the whole story with Mercury opposite Neptune. So just be careful and read the fine print. Now, Venus is in your 12th house, and it's trining Saturn in your 4th house. Venus in the 12th, you could have hidden feelings for someone that you're not expressing. There could be a relationship that you need to keep quiet. Maybe you're not ready to go public with it. But it's trying the Saturn in the 4th, so it could lead to stability. You could meet someone that you could really have something long-term with. But there might be some obstacles where you need to express yourself more, or you might need to show your love. Maybe you're keeping your feelings hidden. Let's see, what else? Because I feel like there's like fears around intimate. You need to communicate. There might be some issues around intimacy, issues around how you block yourself from receiving the love and the money that you need. And I feel like it relates to some kind of family pattern. But because this is a grand trine, you have a chance to break free of that by seeing, especially because there's a full moon. So the full moon is bringing things to the surface. So anything that you've been hiding from yourself is going to come out. And you could, you really can't heal something until you see it. But once you see it and heal it, then you're like releasing that energy, and you're freeing yourself to really to form a stable connection. So I think that's possible. You just have to get through this. You have to do some healing, especially around, like you have Chiron in the 6th house in Aries. So it's possible that you have some healing around the work that you do, the service that you give. Are you giving too much at work? Or you sacrificing too much because you want to be approved? You want people to like you. Do you have some healing issues to do that has to do with service? Are you doing too much for your friends or your loved one, and because you're wanting their love? You're working for love too hard. Maybe you have to look at that. Where am I sacrificing? Am I getting anything back from all the sacrifices I'm making? Maybe I need to move on to someone else who values the work that I do, or values the love that I'm giving. Those are some of the issues I feel like could come up at this time. But basically, with Venus trine Saturn, now is a great time to make progress in love and to create something that's going to be that can last a long time. But because you have Venus in the 12th, I feel like you still have some issues to work out. You may have to tie up some loose ends, maybe with some past lovers. Release the past. I think that's going to be critical. Release the past, heal from the past, and clear the decks. Get ready for new love. Be more, because when Venus moves into Scorpio next month, it's going to be attracting love. And so you want to clear away any blockages that you may have had that are preventing love from coming into your life. And you can do this now. You've got the support of Saturn. You've got the support of the North Node. And the North Node is in Gemini, which is the planet of communication. So you may need to talk to someone, maybe a counselor or something. Talk about the blind spots. talk about, what is it that's preventing me from communicating my love or from expressing my love. Maybe you've been too cautious, or you've been too secretive about your feelings. But I feel like you're in the process of releasing old patterns and old blockages and preparing for this new beginning when Venus moves into the first house and when you have that new moon in Scorpio, which is going to be coming up later on in the year. So that's my forecast for this month. Release the past, let it go, bless it, give some thought about, take time out to meditate, to heal, to think about what you want your life to be, what you want to attract. It may involve giving up something that has not been fulfilling so you can move into something better. So you have your work cut out for you. But if you do the work and you really focus on what you want to achieve, you can succeed. You can attract much success. And there may be some surprises, like I said, around the new moon. But by the full moon, all the hard work that you've done will pay off. Because the full moon has some really positive energy, especially with Jupiter attached to it. Jupiter's going to bring you abundance and opportunity. So do the work. There might be some tension at the beginning of the month, but by the end of the month, I think you'll know where you need to go and what you need to do. So that's my forecast, Scorpio. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, click on the like button, click on the subscribe button. Leave some comments if this resonated with you. If you'd like a private reading, click on the link in the description box. It'll take you to my website and we can get you on the schedule. In the meantime, have a wonderful August, and I will talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.